All right, guys, so let's get to the nitty gritty of the W.I.N.D model. Now remember, it's all about how forceful do you want to be. And in the first step, on the watch and observe, put on your investigator hat. See what patterns are popping up. Because the more specific you can get without inserting yourself and see what is actually going on, the easier that it'll actually be when you actually give feedback. You may even be surprised. So let's look at this. What are you actually observing, and what are you going to be watching for? The first step is don't go on a wrong spotting tour. Pretty cheesy, right? But it gets to the heart of it. You're not trying to tell someone you're doing this wrong, like stop doing that. You're trying to help them improve. And that simple mindset reframe can be very helpful because whether we're conscious of it or not, the way we go about giving feedback and the energy we bring to it, if we're trying to tell someone you're just doing everything wrong, they're going to internalize that. Would you be open if, say, your boss just came to you constantly and said, you're doing X, Y, and Z wrong? The emails you send out are not professional. The way you show up is not great. The way you speak to your coworkers is really crappy. That may be true, and it may be a personality issue, but any time that they're going to invite you to improve, you're not going to want to hear it. So what does this look like? It looks like arguing. It looks like people wanting to accuse, vent, and even deny what is being said. And so when you go on a wrong spotting tour, these four things pop up. And it's not really pretty. It gets people into a positional fighting match where they feel they need to be put on guard, defensive, or even just avoid the altercation altogether. So what do you want to do? You want to go on an understanding tour. Again, put on that investigator hat. Imagine you are going down the canals of Venice, trying to find whatever beautiful, positive thing you can mention around you. It's the same thing you're with your coworker or your boss or anyone else you want to give feedback to. See what they're doing right and see why this may not actually allow them to get to where they want to go, because that will be your salvation in the long run. What does that look like? Looks like listening, asking, inviting, and clarifying. These are the things you want to do. And the investigator hat is just one component of that. But it also means taking a step backwards and not being so in someone's face, but allowing them to just talk, see what's going on, and in creating that space where you can have a dialogue around the issue. So what are you looking for? You're looking for data. It's kind of a funny word to utilize, but I find data to be both quantitative, like most people do, numbers, as well as qualitative, which is words, ways of being, and the otherwise intangible aspects of what it means to be human. So what does that look like? Looks like behavior. What is it that is actually going on? Statements. What are they saying? Tone of voice. Someone's tone of voice like this may involve that they may be a little meekish. Whereas this and loud and boisterous may mean they're trying to command and dominate. Listening to tone is just one way of figuring out where is that person, as well as understanding how it is that that may be helpful in the feedback. Specifically if it's a personality issue, which we'll look at later. You want to look at their work product, what's actually being produced by them. You want to maybe even hear rumors around the office. And now I say this by taking it with a grain of salt, please, because sometimes rumors are just that. But see if there's any truth in there, and allow yourself to view it neutrally. And last but not least, you want to include your own emotional reactions. That is a data point that is equally as powerful, if not more so, than others. Because it'll tell you what is going on for you that may be causing either this situation to continually erupt, as well as to not be resolved entirely. So let's look at some examples. But first, I invite you to think of something in your professional life that may need some feedback. Take a second right now to clue in on that. If you need to, pause it, because I don't want to stand here forever. Hopefully you have something. Think about that person and allow yourself to view them as an eagle from above. See them almost from a distance. What are they doing? How are they doing it? What are they saying? What are they wearing? And how is it that at the end of the day, that causes you something, whatever that may be, to be negatively or positively infected? Got it? Great. Now imagine yourself utilizing that data point and going ahead and talking to this person. Do they receive it? Do they not? That is going to be very important because the way you observe will be very integral in how you vocalize it. So anytime you have to give feedback to someone, take 5 minutes. It'll be your saving grace because those 5 minutes give you the ability to detach yourself just a little bit and do what I just walked you through. Visualize it. See what is actually going on and use that as a data point to be able to then vocalize it later. So remember that as we continue going forward to really bridge all of the different aspects of the W.I.N.D model of feedback.